Scott, thank you for joining us. Another exciting game to look forward to this weekend as we face Accrington here at the Broadfield Stadium. Can I get your thoughts as we head into that one, please?
Yeah, pleased to be at home. Feels like we haven't been at home for an age. I think it's only 3 weeks though, but it feels longer because we've had some kind of tough away journeys. So pleased to be home. So yeah, we're looking forward to the game. We want to try and get back to winning ways very quickly, and it's a good game for us. You know, they're a tough side. You know, I know John and Jimmy really well, and their sides are always hard to play against. They're in the playoff position for a reason. They've got good players, that can hurt you. But you know, so have we. We've got players that can make a difference as well. So yeah, no, it's a game we're looking forward to. We've had a good training session today, and we'll top it up again tomorrow with some fine detail and look forward to the game.
Yeah, I'm sure now we've obviously looked back and reflected on that Aston Villa game. There's some thought going into the selection for the weekend. Is there any sort of headaches that you're having to sort of get past after some good performances on Tuesday night? Yeah,
there is, definitely. You know, the players did really well Tuesday night. You know, I kind of had a little bit of a moan about certain aspects of the game, but that's me kind of, you know, striving for standards all the time and want to always improve and look better than we look at the moment. And whilst I had a moan, I do believe that we played well. I do believe there was really good actions in the game, some good goals and some good performances. So yeah, it definitely gives me a headache for the weekend.
Yeah, and Accrington obviously going very well, as you've said, you know, in the playoffs so far. You know, we've dropped slightly down the table compared to what we were at the end of September, but it shows, doesn't it? 3 points on Saturday and we're right back in the hunt again. I know we're not necessarily looking at the league table, but I suppose that just shows how competitive this league is.
Yeah, it's so tight, isn't it? You know, I think we're, 5 points away from the playoff place ourselves with a game in hand, mind. So no, we're in a good position still. You know, we've had a good start to the campaign, and even though the last month's been a bit rocky, performances have still been good in large, and I've always said that we always go after performances, and if the performances are right, the results will follow, and we're just around the corner now from hopefully getting what we deserve.
Yeah, and obviously, as you've mentioned as well, back at home, we know how good we are at home, how much of an impact the home crowd can have. It must be a great feeling after, as you said, what feels like an age and what has been a lot of travelling as well.
Yeah, it's been tough. It's been tough, obviously, but it is kind of League Two football for you. You know, we have to have them weeks and sometimes months where you travel away a lot, and we're just coming out at the back end of that. So, like I say, we're pleased to be at home. Hopefully, see good numbers through the turnstiles and good voice from the lads, you know, from the crowd, and get behind the players and support like you have done all season, because you know you've been brilliant. The players certainly feel it. I feel it, and you know, long may that continue.
Yeah, and in terms of the workload for the rest of the month, it's looking slightly more bearable, would you say, than what we've had in the last couple of weeks? Obviously, we've got no midweek game, which is always nice, and then, you know, other than Barrow, and then another horrible away on a Tuesday night, Notts County, we've then got the Saturday after that. So is that sort of something that you look at this stage, or is that you just take it as it comes and you go game by game?
I think we take it as it comes, but it is always nice to get them clear weeks. Excuse me, I think that it's always good to kind of play on a Saturday and then not play till the following Saturday, because we can debrief the last game properly and prepare for the next game properly without that disruption of a Tuesday night. But it is what it is, you know. Like I said, the next Tuesday night I think it's Notts County away, so we go up there again. Long journey, tough opposition again, but we just take each game as it comes, and the next game is the most important, which is Accrington on Saturday.
Thank you. Brilliant. Scott, I know you look forensically at the opposition each week that you're going to play. What have you spotted this week with Accrington, and what are you expecting from them in terms of style and formation?
Formation-wise, they're predominantly 4-2-3-1. They have certain rotations. Fullbacks like to come in the pitch. Wide players like to come in the pitch. You know, they've got threats at the top of the pitch. Got good players. They kind of mix it up from being expansive, playing out, to sometimes being direct, so you can never predict what action's coming next. So they're a difficult side. They're a good side. I know John Coleman really well and Jimmy Bell really well. Always had competitive teams in every division that they've been in. Always, had competitive teams and always been a tough place to go and a tough kind of opposition to play against.
Yeah.
We're expecting a difficult game, a tough game. But like I say, one we're looking forward to.
And you've obviously played against their sides before. What's your sort of record like against them? Can you remember, or have you had much success against them?
I haven't played against John's team for a few seasons now, actually.
Because you've avoided each other, kind of.
Yeah, we kind of avoided each other. Obviously they played a lot of football in League One as well, and but my recollection would be I wouldn't actually know. I'd have to look back. But they're always tough games. I always remember that. In fact, I think his record's probably better than mine. I think they've beat us more than I've beaten him, if I recall. Yeah.
So going back, I know Sam mentioned selection headaches for this week, and that Jack Rolls performed really well on Tuesday. We've mentioned the keepers on Tuesday as well. That obviously you've been alternating those. Is it set in your mind yet, or are you still deciding?
I made my mind up yesterday afternoon once I watched Accrington play. Kind of made my decision on what I'm going to do, and then started planning, which we've done some work today in training with that team in place, and I'm already kind of there now.
Yeah. And on Tuesday, afterwards you mentioned you used the word soft quite a bit, soft goals you've let in there. How is that something that's a mental thing with the players, or is it a physical thing, or is it a technical thing? How do you fix that? Not letting in soft goals, because it's just wanting to attack the ball, or is it something more?
Well, I think from a coaching point of view that there's always going to be something. There's always something to work on and improve on. And if we spent the next 2 weeks, talking about defending and coaching the team to defend more resiliently, more aggressively, then probably our attacking prowess would suffer and our possession would suffer. So you're constantly going round and round and round in a circle, making sure that you cover all bases as best as you can to make sure that we defend properly, we attack properly, and we hold possession properly. So that's kind of my job, to make sure that there's a balance between when we do what and how much we do it for. And also the players have got to kind of want to, defend well. I think that we run up the pitch really aggressively, we press really aggressively, but I do believe that there's not an intense about, or there hasn't been an intensity about us when the ball goes behind our initial press, and I think that we can run harder back into our slots quicker and become a little more solid. As you can imagine, in possession we're expansive, we use the whole pitch, but it's on them turnovers of possession that we need to run south quicker, and that is a desire. There's nothing to do with ability or anything else. If you can run really hard that way, then what's stopping you from running hard that way? There's no slope on the pitch. The pitch is level. It's just a desire and a mindset.
Yeah. And on Saturday, if I gave you two options, winning 2-0 or winning 4-3, which one would you take?
2-0.
2-0.
Yep.
Fair enough. Injury-wise this week, obviously we know Dion is out, I believe. Joe Williams, what happened with him last week? Is he still a doubt?
No, he's not a doubt. He kind of had it was like a hip flexor issue.
Right.
So we trained on Friday en route to Nottingham, and he was in the team. We were finishing the set plays, and he stretched for a ball and felt his hip, and it was really uncomfortable for him, and we were quite worried that it might be a little tear in there. So we waited 24 hours for the morning of the game to see how he woke up, and he woke up pretty sore, so we had to rule him out that morning and change things about in terms of the team, and then we sent him kind of back down south straight away to get a scan, and the scan come back with bruising but no tear, no kind of nothing major. So we kind of monitored him early part of this week, and then he's trained for the first time today and come through the training session. No problem at all. So he comes back into contention. You're right, Dion Conroy is still a no at the moment, but everybody else is fit. So yeah.
Good. And slightly connected with injuries, you've had quite a few captains this year because of injuries. You've had Ben, I believe, Dion, Harry, Liam, Will Wright on Tuesday night. Is that a disruptive thing, or is it just a testament to your squad that you've got so many leaders in there?
Oh, I think I think that we've got, first of all, we've got players in that dressing room who care. We've got players in there who lead by example. We've got players in there who lead by voice. We've got players who, are natural leaders, and we've got players who are not so natural leaders. They kind of look after what they want to do, which is fine, as long as the performances are good. And I think that with the injuries that we've had, the armband has been swapped around, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it gives a responsibility for the whole group sometimes, But we've got a really good kind of dressing room. I've got to say, it's been brilliant, even through this sticky patch. The work that's been done in the background, not just as me, as the head coach and my staff. We've even got Ben Gladwin doing unit meetings now with the players, sitting down and looking at clips of the midfield, looking at clips of the defence, the attackers. And the fact that the players are really buying into it is fantastic, and it shows that we all care and we all want to do the right thing and win games of football. And we're sticking together. That's the main thing. There's been no kind of arguments or fallouts or people showing a bad attitude. If anything, people in and around the building and certainly at the training ground, they've probably gone up a gear, since we've been not picking up the points, and rightly so as well, because there's only one thing that can happen. If you work hard, you get to where you get to eventually.
Yeah, brilliant. Good luck Saturday.
Thank you.